Yo, welcome back to another episode of the How'd I Get Here podcast, the podcast for positivity, progression, and finding your own path. It's your co-host, Mr. Brown, Broken Guapo, 10 toes down, big head up. Forgot to put my beater on. Y'all can see my sweat. I don't care.
Yeah, that you look.
Bro, I got nervous. They were dressed so nice, and then the mics weren't ready, and I was like, bro, listen, we got
that pressure.
Yeah, right. It's your boy Spencer, wealth strategist, King Aquarius. It's a beautiful Tuesday here in Windsor, Connecticut, 258 Windsor Ave. The Collective Space is a dope place to record a podcast. Get your little videography joint going on, a little photography. And if you're an entrepreneur, you could show up, show out, and definitely use this space to work on your craft. And they have online mailboxes. So if you need a address for your business, you can use here.
Bro, that gets better every week.
You know, I try. I do what I can. But we have very special guests this evening. We have, if you've never been to New Haven, Connecticut, Jazzys Cabaret very own Jason and Morgan Watts.
What's up? What's up?
Hello.
Here, we in Hartford. You know, we like it out here.
Yes.
Do ya?
I do. Yeah. Had some good moments in Hartford, so, you know.
Okay.
Back in the heyday?
Not too long ago, but yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, introduce yourselves real quick, and then we'll jump in the mix of things.
All right, y'all. It's your man, Jason, 3,000 Watts with the UPN, Keeper of the Culture. I'm here with my wife, Morgan Watts, and we are Mr. and Mrs. UPN. So we're here on this podcast today, excited to share some of our story, share some of our successes, share some of our pain and learning experiences. So hopefully, you know, this conversation helps somebody out.
You've done this before.
I was going to say, remember when we asked how y'all wanted to be introduced?
I didn't know. That's just my thing. That's my intro.
Y'all met him. That's Mr.
Just my
3000
intro.
right there. You see how the voice changed, everything got?
Yeah.
That's 3000.
He was worried about the raspy.
Raspy.
There ain't
Yeah.
no rasp
I'm a
in
little
there.
raspy today.
Yeah, all right.
Could you
Allergies bother me.
explain the Mr. 3000? Like, what does that mean?
So a long time ago, my favorite number was 3. I played basketball, number 3. I just liked the number 3.
Okay.
Got married on the 3rd.
We did, you know, but he said go back. So I'm going back. So yeah, now we'll get to that.
Okay.
But yeah, 3's been my number. You know, I'm not into astrology, nothing like that, whatever. But I like the number 3. And when you're coming up as a nightlife promoter, event producer, you need an alias, you need a AKA. And I just took the number 3 and added it to my last name. So it's almost a double entendre. Is that how you say it? That's
Yeah,
it, right?
yeah. Double entendre.
Or Andra?
Dra. I guess
Dra.
it depends where you grew up.
Where I'm from, yeah. So it's a double entendre because my last name is Watts. And if you look at a light bulb, it always got 100 watts. It always got 50 watts, 70 watts, 75 watts, whatever. So I said, okay, I'm going to take the 3. 30 watts don't sound right. 300 watts don't sound right. 3,000 watts that's a nice wattage. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it came about.
I like that.
Right.
The other part of it was people used to think, I mean, this is my business attire, but I used to dress way more eclectic. So people would say I favorite Andre 3000 when I was doing that type of stuff. This back in the day, 10, 15 years ago. So it just stuck with 3000.
Got you. So did you meet Mr. 3000 first, or who did you meet first, and did you like? Oh, you look like you ain't always like Mr. 3000.
No, I didn't know Mr. 3000. I didn't know anything about this
from.
I
scene.
knew Jason.
Yeah, I'm
tell me
from
where you're
Stanford, so I don't know Hartford, New Haven. I don't know anything about that.
It's foreign to
In
her.
Stanford, we went to New York to party. So, and I barely party because I'm a church girl. So when I
Interesting.
met Jason, and then we would go out, I'm like, why does he know so many people? Like, what is going on here? And then slowly I started to learn who he was. So
We gonna get sidetracked. Remind me to go to the question, but I got a question for y'all. Did y'all meet in Nightlife?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Because you know the saying, don't ever meet your partner in the club.
Yeah.
You heard that.
Yeah, I've
So
heard that.
how do you feel? Because obviously your partner, that is his life, or part of his life. I don't want to minimize you to say that's your life. You
No
know?
doubt. Mm-hmm.
Where did we meet, dear?
Oh, so yeah.
Hope you get the answer right.
So yeah, I was no, I know where we met. It was easy. Listen, shout out to Hinge.
Shout out.
Hinge is the greatest dating app
There's hope.
ever created. I met this queen on Hinge. Match and all that stuff is cute and all that. What's the other one? Tinder, all that
Bumble,
stuff.
yeah.
Bumblebee,
Yeah.
all that. Hinge, listen, y'all single. I mean, Hinge probably corrupted now. This was like 4 years ago, right? So Hinge probably got people wilding out, doing all type
Right.
of stuff now. But
Right.
when it first came out, it was a gold mine. Yeah.
Listen, Hinge, if y'all want to sponsor a local
Y'all
podcast,
need
we
a
will.
sponsor.
Send us money.
We will gladly
I'll give
give.
a testimonial.
Not to mention for all the people that's ready to give up. There's hope. There's hope for
Yeah.
y'all.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Most definitely.
I was very fortunate.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So normally the way we start every episode, I think we kind of already broke the ice, but Spencer has a question that he asks that has nothing to do with anything, sometimes out of the blue, and then we just gonna dive into things. So, big guy.
Yeah. So
Oh, he thinking.
nah. So I got two in my head. One's a little cliche, so I'm like leaning against it. I'm just gonna ask y'all because we were already talking about before. What's y'all favorite food?
I let her go. She's more the foodie than me.
You a chicken tenders and fries guy?
Nah, not me. Not that.
God.
Not that. It's my daughter. That's
Right,
Jazzy.
right. Jazzy loves
That's
that.
Jazzy.
Ketchup.
My favorite food? I don't even know if
We don't got enough time on the podcast for
Right.
that because
I just love food.
Top three? What's your favorite plate? If you can
I
make
love
You're-
pasta. I love pasta. Like
Okay.
I'm a carb girl. Pasta,
Italian food?
bread. Yeah.
You're stranded on an island. You can only have 3 meals. What are they?
Well, meals. I don't even need full meals. I
Okay.
need pasta. I need a penne alla vodka, right? I need bacon and I need hot dogs.
don't act like
So she need pig
No,
and-
no. Listen, she trying. She trying to be. The hot dog's not sophisticated, but
It's
do
not. It is what
do
it
not
is.
act like you don't be begging for them crab leg boiled
Oh, you
things. That's
right.
disgusting to me.
But
And
it's
by the
not
way,
top 3.
The crab leg
It's not
boiled
top 3.
things. Yeah, I can't do
It's
that.
disgusting.
Can't
You
do
don't
that.
like it.
We had one good one in Miami, and that's the only one I swear by.
I've only had a good one in Rhode Island. Like
Rhode
it was
Island?
fire.
Oh, I heard the seafood out there is very, very good.
Yeah, different. Okay.
See, it's funny. I had an ex that loved seafood, and every year for her birthday, her dad would get like crab legs. They'd put the garbage bag on the table,
Yeah.
and everybody
Like a
and
holiday. It was like a
Louisiana
holiday.
It was like
style.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Like-
And I'd be there like, so y'all got chicken?
Yeah.
Like y'all
Get
got
out.
wings?
Goodbye.
And like the 1 year, like I went and everybody was looking at me like, yo, so is he gonna like it?
Yeah.
And it was cool, but like too much seafood, like
Yeah, fingernails all buttery.
yeah, I'm
Never too
good.
much,
Yeah,
never too
Old
much.
Bay
Thank
stuck
you.
in there.
Let's
With
just
that.
draw a line in the couch.
Yeah, Q Luther. All right, so penne al vodka, bacon,
Bacon.
and hot dogs. Interesting. Okay.
And she like the crazy thing is she like them dirty hot dogs, like the one that be in gray water. You know,
Come on.
let's
go to the city.
you in the Bronx somewhere. They got them
Right,
hot
right,
dog
right,
carts,
right.
and they got the gray
Correct.
water
No, that's-
thing cooking in.
correct.
That's the one she like. She don't like
But
Hummel, Ballpark,
What's that? I
Frank.
don't
Like,
care.
she
Take
want
me
the
to the
dirty hot
city.
dogs.
Y'all been to LA before?
I have.
haven't.
Okay, so take your lady to LA. You got to go downtown LA. I think LA is overrated. The
It is.
best thing is the hot dogs.
Really?
Bruh, my favorite part about LA, so
That's
we
crazy.
went to a Clippers game last April. I had 3 hot dogs in one night. Granted, I was a little drunk, but you get the hot dog, right? Matter of fact, this brings 2 of your things together.
Not the greasy
Wrapped in
cobbler.
bacon,
See, that's crazy.
right?
Look at that.
And then you put the peppers on it, and then whatever, mustard, mayo, yada, 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 whatever.
You was ready. You was
Best
ready
hot
for it.
dog. At one point in the night, I went missing out the club, and they're like, "Where Jake?" I was outside eating the hot dog. I was out. I'm telling you,
It's that good.
there's I will go. Actually, I just went back to LA last month. Not for the hot dog, but I made sure
You
To
could
get
stop.
one.
Got a
Right,
hot
right,
dog.
right.
wow.
Yeah.
All right, Mr.
that's
To
3000.
LA we go.
Me, growing up was French toast.
Ooh, okay.
You do love
I'm from the Elm City, New
Like
Haven.
homemade French toast? Or
Yeah, French toast. Auntie, my mother, French toast.
Got it.
Anybody French toast. I'm from the Elm City, so we have the best pizza in the world. Y'all heard it from me. Modern,
Ooh.
Pepe.
I guess.
I don't know what she talking about over there.
I I think
pizza is my
Connecticut-
second favorite.
I think Connecticut has the best pizza, but I don't like New Haven style pizza.
So we got the good pizza that is tourist pizza. We got the good hood pizza, and we got the good like in the middle pizza. So you gotta maybe try the good hood pizza. Shout out to Pizza House, House Street. That's the good. That's where the black people go to get their pizza.
Okay.
For the culture.
Yeah. Modern Pepe's, Sally's. That's the touristy thing.
French
Kimberly
toast
Avenue.
and
Shout out
pizza.
to them too.
I could get with that. The little hole in the wall type neighborhood spots are always better than the big names, to me.
Yeah.
Like Frank Pepe's to me doesn't do it for me.
You gotta go to Modern. Damn. Modern will do it.
Yeah.
You got Bar. We got New Haven's a pizza capital of the world, so that's my second. And then honestly, a good burger. I'm good with a good burger.
Okay.
I'm a burger snob.
Glenwood.
Oh, yeah.
Glenwood
Yeah.
in Hampton, Connecticut. Thank me later.
Glenwood.
Yeah.
Glenwood
I'm
in
writing that
Hampton,
down.
I
Connecticut.
can't wait. You
Thank
can just
me later.
rewatch it.
They go crazy.
Bro, thank me later.
They go
My
Thank
bad.
me later. I got her hooked. She ain't know what was happening. She like,
I mean, you could taste the smoke in the burger.
it's like you at a
on, the
barbecue
grill. Yeah,
every
it's
time
so
you go
good.
there. It ain't like
Okay.
Glenwood.
I'm gonna hit y'all up
No, you could
Yeah.
text.
within
yeah.
the next week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo.
Bro, it's Glenwood. I'm telling you. The whole state, I'll stand on that. In the whole state, Glenwood got the best
All right.
burger.
Bet.
Wow.
Spencer.
Lake
food.
Zor is a
What's-
close second.
It's your turn.
My turn.
I already know.
So I am a burger snob. Like, there's certain places that like I just won't order burgers even if I want it. So that or me being Puerto Rican, I love pernil, so pork.
Ooh, it's so
you,
good.
You give me some good like.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's pulled pork the Puerto Rican way.
With the
I'm all
crust,
set.
the
Yup,
hard crust.
yup.
The crispy one. You like the crispy
I'm
joint.
all set. That'll be it for me.
That's it.
Is that what you thought I was gonna say?
I knew it was what you were saying. My seafood. So any crab legs is overrated to me, but if I could have lobster every day, I mean, if you watch my Instagram like close friends, I've been making salmon, ahi tuna steaks. Like,
That's good.
He loves ahi tuna.
yeah,
good.
yo. So Restaurant Depot out here, they kind of played me. So I order on DoorDash, right? 'Cause I'm like, all right, just deliver it. But they have different sizes in the store than what's on DoorDash.
Oh, they play us too. Yeah.
So they showed up. I have 10 pounds of salmon in my freezer right now and 5 pounds of ahi tuna steak. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch mercury poisoning.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
but it's delicious.
Yes.
Word.
I'm still shocked. You don't like the crab boils?
I don't do-
But what about it don't you like? Is it the messiness? Because I heard you say the butter
Just a
under
lot
the
of butter,
fingernails.
Yeah, he
a
don't
lot of
like all
butter,
that.
oil. It stinks.
Garlic.
It stinks.
Like,
I be trying to sneak it in the house so smell
yeah,
it.
she
residue.
like
You can smell it from
She
outside.
saged the
Did
house
you have
before I come
a
home.
crab boil?
Yeah, it's nasty.
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
So let's roll in to the convo a little bit, right? So Jazzys Cabaret, right? How long y'all been open?
April 2021.
Ooh, so right in the
2021.
midst of COVID and,
Yeah.
I
and
was
everything.
insane. I was insane.
Very much.
So it's even more interesting because the idea, you asked me, right? You guys have built a successful brand.
Thank you.
100%, because the fact that people from here know who you guys are, and granted, Connecticut's but so big.
True.
But if I just say Jazzies, excuse me, Jazzies. Oh, the spot in New Haven. Oh,
That made me feel good.
and
That made my heart
granted,
feel good.
they're not just talking about the food. It's the environment. Whether it's a night out, a date night,
Yeah.
spoken word night, a DJ night,
Yeah.
birthday like
Brunch.
a brunch. Yeah, you know,
Networking-
like
networking
people
events
know,
too,
right?
yeah.
So
That's nice.
and I didn't know y'all. I knew you guys were relatively new, but in the midst of the pandemic,
Yeah.
Masks when we first opened.
right,
Yeah.
right, and I remember that the struggle, especially out here. So what was it like? The beginning thoughts of building a brand. How did that come across?
That's a good
The
question.
smirk. I love that it makes you
Yeah, I like
happy.
that. I like that. Yeah,
I
that's
like that.
I like the questioning. It was. I always had a vision. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like God's given me a gift of seeing things a certain way, and knowing how to execute, knowing how to get that from point A to point B.
Right.
And to the point where I was outside of Jazzy's, I didn't have the key. I didn't have a lease. I was literally outside on the corner with a pad, drawing what I wanted to see in there. I drew the stage. It wasn't there. They didn't have a stage. I drew it. I drew the red carpet up in there. I drew the stuff. I seen it and I drew it and I made it happen. As far as the branding of it, I like marketing. So I have about 20-something years experience in marketing and just promoting.
Shout out to the UPN.
This all makes sense.
Yeah, shout out to
I get the emails every month.
Yeah, shout out to the UPN. So the UPN prepared me for this time. The UPN in November is 18 years old. I started that on November 25th, 2005.
Oh, wow.
25 years old, 24 years old. Didn't know nothing about networking, nothing about nothing. I just knew at that point I wanted more in Connecticut. I wanted more in New Haven. I was working in corporate America at Southern New England Telephone Company. Shout out to anybody who knows what that is. But, which was AT&T, or which became AT&T.
It was the black and red joint, right?
Yep, that's it. Old school. I'm a legacy. There's probably like 30 of us left in America. Like, no lie. So I just knew, hey, my coworkers are 40, 45 years old. They doing their thing. When I get out of work, I want to see people like, I want to interact and network. We didn't have nothing downtown New Haven, I promise you.
Right.
We had nothing. So I said, okay, I'm either going to be a part of the problem or I'm going to be a part of the solution. So that's when I came up, me and my family, shout out to the Watts family, we came up with the Urban Professionals Network. And I started doing mixers and networking events. And the networking events started turning into poetry nights, jazz nights, comedy nights, spades nights.
I like that.
My philosophy was, if you want it, I'll give it to you. If somebody say, hey, you should do a movie night, okay, I'll give it to you. You should do a game night, okay, I'll give it to you. There was nothing that I
didn't
felt.
get overwhelming?
It did. It did. It's just, it was like a drug though. You know, when you passionate about something, it's like I was an addict. I was like, okay, I gotta do the next thing. I gotta keep it going. And then it got to the point where people was like depending on me for like social life and business connections.
What am I gonna
and stuff
do,
like that.
Jason?
So I just, I give credit to God because, I'm just a kid from Fairhaven, New Haven, Connecticut, and I don't have a degree. I'm just a hustler. Like, I just make stuff happen, and I just kept doing that, and that's it. And as you do that, as you build that muscle, it gets easier.
Right.
As you bootstrap stuff, when you coming up, you don't have a sponsor, you learn how to do it without a sponsor, to the point where I'm like, I don't care about no sponsors or this and that. I'm going to just make it happen. So.
Word. And how, as a partner, right, not just business-wise, but intimately, right? Mm-hmm. Because I'm assuming you had to, like, introduce this idea, and at first it's like, man, this dude's crazy. You know what I mean? So, but you gotta, before you selling this idea to other people, sell it to your team or whoever's with you. So how, as a partner, do you now, okay, I like that, or, now you're a part of it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
God bless her.
Why not? She
was a soldier. I'll just say that. I'll let her talk.
So we are believers. God is God is everything to us. So I've always said to him, as long as you're following God, I'll follow you off a cliff. So when you come to me and you say, look, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it, all right, let's get it.
Right.
And I think probably our biggest strength is we're so different. He is a complete visionary. Like, he can see it. I often cannot see what the heck he's talking about. I did not see Jazzy's. I did not see it at all. However, I am more of a operations detail kind of person. Yeah. So you make the vision, and I'm going to connect those little dots for you, and we get to where we have to go.
Priceless support. So every great person has somebody great next to them, no matter what. Barack had Michelle Obama. Donald Trump had, never mind. No, but I'm saying, no. And
hit him with the hand clap for that one.
I think across society, the true success that you see comes when there's a team. And Jazzy's would not be here if Morgan wasn't next to me.
Right.
Because I would have been giving up. We wouldn't be talking about it. People in Hartford would be like, I heard about Jazzy's. They're gone now. Because it is not easy. No. And I was building this not having any intimate knowledge of the restaurant industry, of bars industry, of finances, business management. I went to Diddy route. I went to school. I went to Southern for 1 year, and that was it. And Morgan's been able to pick up a lot of the pieces that I couldn't.
I like that.
Do. She does payroll. She does management, employees. Like, she's gaining so many skills and developing as a person. It's a fantastic thing to witness, right? Because she's coming into her own and evolving into many different ways.
I like that. And you just said something that's interesting. Like, without Morgan stepping in, right, there would have never been no Jazzy. Right?
It would have been there. But it just wouldn't have probably lasted. Okay. When you get in those trenches, if you look to your left and look to your right and there ain't no soldiers with you, you're like, yo, where's my white flag?
Right.
But when I looked, there were some trenches moments, right? And I looked to the left, I got my family there, and then Morgan right there too. I said, okay, we could do it. Right. We could fight through it. We can live to see another day, because it's not easy. Everybody thinks, oh, they having fun, they doing this and that, they popping this and that. They don't get to see behind the scenes and the sacrifice that we have to do as a family. Our families sacrifice for us and with us. So it's we're just grateful, you know what I'm saying? But it does make us feel good when we know we're impacting people across the whole state of Connecticut.
So when do y'all know to take a step back or push forward or a lateral movement? You know what I mean? When do y'all know maybe to pivot, for lack of better terms?
Pivot in which...
In any, in any which way.
There's times where we just need our break.
Yeah.
We'll take a road trip out the state because we like to hang out the state, We'll take a road trip and just refresh. Take a date night here and there. You know what I'm saying? It's got to the point where we do have a fantastic team, so we don't have to be there every day.
Right.
A year ago, we had to be there every day. 2 years ago, we had to be there every day for the most part. But now we got a good team. Nice. Shout out to the Jazzy staff, and it's a labor of love.
So I got a question: is every decision a mutual agreement, or there's some decisions where you're like, listen, babe, whether you agree with this or not, I just got to go with it?
I hate to say yes, but yes,
it's the truth.
It's there's some stuff I just see, and unless God come walk through the door and say, nah, you're wrong, which doesn't happen a lot. Like, I just see it how I see it, and throughout life, that has gotten me pretty good results. It's yielded good things.
Yeah. When did you learn to trust that?
My instinct?
Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of people.
I'll be honest. I've been a confident person, so I've been real self-motivated. So it's like, I don't know. It's like I said, it's a muscle you build. It didn't happen overnight.
Right.
Because growing up, I was shy. I was chilling. You would think that I was the kid in the classroom dancing on the table, getting everybody rowdy. Because they're like, Jason throw parties, Jason get it popping. Listen, I was chilling. I was drawing, was reading Stephen King books, minding my business. Like, I was just chilling, listening to jazz music. Like, I was chilling.
I can see that because anytime I've been there, and you've been there every time for different networking events, ugly sweater parties, like, I knew who you were, but I knew you intentionally didn't want everyone in the room to know who you were, and you maneuver as such. That's one thing him and I both say. Like, we read rooms as soon as we get into it, and I try to figure out what's happening here. And then, like, you see, you dap me up the same way. Fareed actually introduced us. He's like, oh, yeah, this is my boy. But, yeah, I definitely noticed that about you. Like, I definitely don't see you being on top of tables and wilding out. Maybe once upon a time, I'm sure you got it out your system, but, like.
He's like,
there was a moment in time where that was that, but.
I think that's a strength, though, right? Huh? That's a strength to not. Everybody shouldn't know who you are. We both do it. So in Jazzy's, we both kind of work everywhere. So sometimes you come in, I'll be bartending.
I think you were at the door.
Probably. I'm the hostess.
Yeah.
I'll be serving tables, and I tell my staff all the time because they're quick to be like, you know who she is? No. Because people speak more freely. I get to see how people. I'm a big person about, like, you're not going to disrespect my staff. So if you think I'm just a server and you treat me real nasty, okay. So when you find out who I am, the door's right there.
Right.
So
be on the Jazzy's band list. And, listen, we work too hard.
Absolutely. Absolutely. For anybody to treat us or our staff any kind of way. And unfortunately, sometimes people can be like that. They will, tell a story to Jason and Morgan a certain way. Your server said this, and that. But, to a server, they'll act a different way. So we try to just, be eyes and ears kind of everywhere.
Yeah. And my wife, she's like, 007 agent. I mean, she back there because, again, she's not from New Haven.
Yeah.
So as I'm coming up in myself, people wouldn't know her. So there's been times she's been behind the bar, and they say something crazy, and then they thinking she just, hey, normal bartender. I come walking in, hey, honey, what's up? I go behind the bar, and it looked like they saw ghosts, So yeah, people reckless. People reckless, and I have a long memory, so just remember that.
And what I can appreciate is I go out here in Hartford to a lot of local spots. You know what I mean? And K Bar is one of the spots that I really appreciate because the owners, you see them in the kitchen, you see them cleaning tables, you see them behind the bar, they're in there in the trenches with their
cleaning
people.
Glasses.
Absolutely.
And it's it's not an ego because some places I know there's places that I've gone and seen owners yelling at their staff.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? And for y'all, it's yes, we own the place, but I'm no better. I'm nothing without y'all.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So, y'all need help, or it's my turn to move these dishes.
Correct.
Listen, just past few weeks ago, I'm on dishes. You know what I'm saying? So things happen.
Chicken.
Yeah, Morgan's been in the kitchen cooking. I'm not a bartender, so you won't see me making drinks, except pouring wine or something like that. But and the other thing, I would not clean up throw up. I hate throw up.
He won't.
I don't care.
I've done it.
He said, "I'm gonna throw up next."
I'll close the doors and say, "Everybody out." I'm not touching throw up. So that's one thing, owner. I ain't doing.
So it does two things though. So like you said, it creates a camaraderie with the staff, so they understand we're here with y'all. So when there are emergencies and something weird's happening, I need you to come in right now. They know that if it's crazy, I'm asking because it's crazy, and they're more willing to work with us because of it.
That's love.
But on the other side, it also allows me to call BS real quick.
Sure.
Because you can't tell me, oh no, I was so busy behind the bar I couldn't do it, or this is too much for bartenders. I was back there with you.
Right.
I've been back there
I've been
before
there by
with more
myself.
people.
Yeah,
There
she's
you
been
go.
there by herself with double the amount of people.
There you go. So I can call it quickly. So it's helpful in both ways.
Yeah.
And it's building a healthy culture.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And how do you guys take your culture and your morals and values from your regular life and now bring that to Jazzy's, or separate, how do you take that personal and also help it to bring it to build the business?
This is a good question. The bottom line of it is we're just good people. We're not tooting our own horn.
Correct.
We're not trying to make no magic potion. We're just normal people. A lot of people have perceptions of Morgan. Sometimes she has a stank look on her face. So and she's not that person, but sometimes that's what comes across. Sometimes people have this perception of me, and I'm just really be minding my business. I don't bother nobody. I don't talk about nobody. We were very respectful of places. We have bartenders that, have come to our place to work, and they would be running their mouth about the last place. And we just we don't want to hear that. We don't know what happened. We're not with the drama. We just try to be good people. That's it. Because that's what we would want if we was in their position.
It's like a family environment. Jazzy, our daughter, she's there all the time. My mama's there all the time. They know our family. Our family jumps in and helps. So it's nothing for us to text the staff y'all, we having a cookout tomorrow. Y'all come and get dinner. Yeah.
Speaking of which, Morgan, look at her, beautiful, stunning. She cooked like a 68-year-old auntie. She cooks like a She
said, "Don't let these arms fool you."
She cooks like a 68-year-old grandmother who live in a project. I'm dead serious. You can ask the staff. You can ask. This point, I'm like, Morgan, just put that on the menu. She'd be all shy about it, but she could cook.
But the thing is, if you put it on the menu, is other people could be able to replicate it. Like
That's the part.
That's a good point.
That's the part.
That's a good point.
That's the part. And I have no patience for it to be that.
That's not it.
Messing
Because
up.
I love food too much.
Like the cornbread. Yo, if y'all haven't had Jazzy's cornbread, let me tell you.
Shout out.
That thing definitely.
Listen, the drive is worth it just for the cornbread.
Just for the cornbread.
Go for the cornbread, y'all will.
The cornbread, the vibes, and the aesthetic, but yeah, the cornbread was different.
So did you make the menu yourself?
Oh, no.
No, so our original chef Ross, shout out to Steve Ross.
Hey, Steve.
I gave him a vision of what I wanted. I wanted to create a restaurant where your only option wasn't soul food, fried chicken, yams, collard, mac and cheese. Because guess what? When you're going out with your friends, you're going out with your lady, what if she don't want fried chicken? Like Chris Rock in that movie. What if he ain't want no chicken in it? You know what I'm saying?
But that's a different experience. Okay.
Yeah, so my thing was, okay, we can't put ourselves in this box of we a soul food restaurant. We got the best fried chicken, the best cornbread. I said, no, we're not doing that. Now, how smart it was, I don't know. We'll see. The verdict's still out on that. I wanted people to get a dinner experience that they couldn't get nowhere. So we have jerk chicken. You know, you go to a Jamaican restaurant, they don't got fried chicken at a Jamaican restaurant. They got jerk chicken.
Right.
Curry chicken.
Curry.
Love jerk.
They got jerk pork. They got the traditional. We have Haitian griot on our menu. Shout out sac passe to all the Zoes out there. Nah, we have we have pickles. My brother's wife, her grandmother was gracious enough to come in our kitchen, show us how to make griot, show us how to make pickles, show us how to make some other stuff. So my thing is, if you come to Jazzy's, you should be able to have a selection.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
that way, if you don't want fried chicken, you can get some salmon. You don't want salmon, you can get some
Asian stir-fried
lentil
rice.
patties or Asian stir-fried rice. We got a dish called the Komoro, which is, you know, Asian orange sauce on salmon, stir-fried rice, garlic broccoli. I wanted variety. So that's how the
I
food
just
came
got
about.
so.
I think I know what I'm doing Friday night.
Right.
My bad. So you said something earlier that really resonated with me, right? That you're from New Haven and you're essentially building up the community. You know, like you could have probably done this a million other places, but you wanted to be home, right? And for me, like, so a little bit about myself, I used to be a professional soccer player. So I traveled the world here, there, everywhere, right? And now I coach, and I'm in the midst of starting my own coaching business that long-term will be a mentor company,
Nice.
right? And I could go to Florida where it's year-round, and there's, 1,000 kids and make
Waiting
money.
for you.
Waiting
for you.
I could go to
Begging
New
you.
York where the resources, but it wouldn't mean as much to do it in Hartford. I'm the head coach over at Bloomfield High.
Nice.
So it's like, I could do that anywhere. It wouldn't mean as much. So what is it for you guys to like be in the community that raised you and kind of give back and help, like you said, build that up?
It means a lot because growing up in New Haven, seeing the evolution, downtown New Haven historically, I'm 42, it hasn't had a Jazzy's. It hasn't had, and it was one of the most cool things when I had an elder statesman come to me, pull me aside, say, Jason, you're doing something that hasn't been done. Because we've had restaurants, we've had nightclubs, we had this and that. He's like, you are a full service restaurant with a bar, with an event room, with, this type of entertainment. So I always do what I do for the culture. That's why when at the beginning of the show, it's the UPN keepers of the culture, because that's what we've been for 18 years. And it's important to do it where you're from, because I have pride in New Haven, Anywhere I go across the world, across the country, I let people know where I'm from, and I represent that,
Right.
So for Morgan, how is getting acclimated to New Haven been for you?
That look says it all.
It's actually been very cool. I've grown to like love New Haven. I was just saying like we need to move to New Haven. We live in West Haven.
Yes, you wanna.
Yeah, I want to move to New Haven.
That's a whole nother episode.
It's a beautiful
Behind the
city.
scenes.
super walkable, right?
New Haven's the most walkable city in Connecticut.
I love
Period.
walking downtown.
Is this biased?
No,
actually, there's nothing
it's
to
the
walk
most
to.
walkable city. You can walk from Broadway, where Apple Store is, all the way to the train station if you really wanted to.
Right.
And that's a long. It's not. It wouldn't feel like it's like you're in New York. You walk in 10 blocks, New York.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, that was nothing. So New Haven's the only city that I think is that walkable.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Interesting. Yeah, to be honest, New Haven, it was definitely about 10, 12 years ago for me, and I was stumbling out of that bad boy every time. Like back when Nightlife was Nightlife.
Yeah. Listen, I used to tell people Crown Street was the hub of downtown New Haven. Club Alchemy. Remember Alchemy? You remember Alchemy? You remember Alchemy? Synergy, Hammerjacks, Oracle. I mean, you name it. Image nightclub was 3 floors. Like,
but nightlife's just not the same anymore. Like I remember being 17 with a fake ID, trying to get to New Haven. You know what I mean? Because all my siblings and cousins were older.
Yeah.
And they were going out, and for my birthday, my mom got me a fake ID, but it was really my cousin's ID, and she just let me hold it down or whatever. But like, nightlife has changed so much.
that's a good 17.
Yeah.
Like,
Bro, I was in there 17. I remember being in Empire like, yo. They're like, yo, who is this guy?
obviously, it's not 20. Like, you're having too much fun.
Man, listen, I can show you pictures. I was not 20.
It's funny you say that because shout out to my 2 older brothers, John and Dion. They're 4 and 5 years older than me. John was a probation officer. Dion was a tech at AT&T. But I used to take their IDs. Well, they would give me their old IDs.
Right.
I'll be 19. I was in Bar with No Name, and I wasn't supposed to be in Bar with No Name.
Wow.
Yeah, I know Bar
That's
with
a
No
throwback.
Name.
That's,
I was in there.
we were doing
19
a no
years
name.
old.
No name.
Yeah. Alley Cat, downtown New Haven. That's another. Now that's an old school one. But
I've never been to that.
yeah, all I did was keep the extra ID in my wallet behind mine, hand them that. We looked enough alike, and that was it. It was in there.
And I learned the hard way, when you try and do one of these, that's a fake ID.
True.
When you don't stand there
you
with
gotta
confidence,
stand your ground. You gotta stand your
that's
ground.
mine. Yeah.
You gotta stand tall.
From the bouncer point of view, because I used to do the door up on the rocks. Yeah, like you could definitely tell, like, bro, this isn't. First of all, this don't even feel right. But this don't even look like you. Some people are bold. Like some people, I just don't understand. Like, in what world did you think this was gonna pass?
Yeah.
But no, I get that.
So why though has the nightlife been up, down, and like we could obviously throw COVID in there, right? But
like, for sure.
I remember, in Hartford area when things like was a soft open and you have to go to restaurants and there was every other table or you could only sit 4 people.
Oh, wow.
But even then, like before that, nightlife
Before that, it was on a decline.
for sure.
So, yeah, I love nightlife in Connecticut. I feel like I've been everywhere. But downtown New Haven started going down when the patrons started shooting at the cops. When that's what got a lot of downtown shut down.
Right.
We had Gotham City. We've had a lot of clubs downtown New Haven. But when they really started wilding out, the let out fighting, that's one thing. But when you're starting to pull out guns, the cops pulling guns on you, that's when it went downhill. And then the former administration at the time, Mayor DeStefano, I feel like he just put an edict out there. Was like, all right, if they're a hip hop place, give them hell, straight up. I remember. Shout out to Coup d'etat. How many of y'all remember Coup d'etat in New Haven? I don't know. So Coup d'etat was one of my creations, and I remember New Haven was wilding out. Now, mind you, I have a dress code in every party I do.
For sure.
Every nightlife thing I'm a part of, for the most part, I have a dress code just to keep out the elements that you don't want, right? Mm-hmm. Get you shut down. So I kept it tight for 2 years, but I remember I had a birthday in my second year, and the cops just came in there, 5, 6 cops, looking around. They shut down the whole party. Oh, the music was too loud. When in the world have you ever heard a nightclub or a place that has music told? Yeah, the music too loud. So it was in that time. It was about 10, 12 years ago. It kind of went down. Downtown Hartford, I don't know as much, but I remember Club Envy. I remember Up on the Rocks. I remember Before Russian Lady, it was called was it Mansion or something?
Palace.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Palace was around the corner. Russian
forgot
Lady.
what it was called.
It was Russian Lady something else, and then Russian Lady again, but I forgot.
Yeah, but those were the heyday. That was
Right.
fun. You know, Borrow No Name. There was like 3 clubs on the street with Borrow No Name.
That whole block.
Yeah,
They used
it
to
was
do
a
the
whole,
block
you
parties.
could walk
and-
around. Yeah.
Yep. Sometimes you just went out for the let out. You ain't even go out for a night out.
True.
The block parties all of Allen Street used to be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember getting tear gassed from walking up on the rocks.
Wow.
They tear gassed Poorhouse, and like we just got whiffs of it.
Everybody got it.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't allowed out.
But I have a question. So did you ever go to Pasha in New York?
No,
Oh, Pasha was my
I didn't go
spot.
there.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was that question.
So how do we then provide something? Because crime, correct me if I'm wrong, is inevitable,
True.
right? Crime is inevitable. How do we provide something for our community? And you guys spoke about your daughter, right? That, you know, she's in your restaurant. She's gonna be there when she's safe. When she's 18, she's gonna be out. You know, 19, 20, so on and so forth. How do you? Is that part of y'all legacy that y'all want Jazzy's to be something that is, one, standing that long, but two, to help uplift the community?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's not just about parties and fun and brunches and things like that at Jazzy's. We do educational events. We do workshops. We do networking. We do family reunions. Like, we do repasses. Like, we can do anything in Jazzy's. You know, when we built it to be something totally unique.
Right.
So it's we fed the homeless in there. We've done business launches in there.
I love that.
There's been a lot. We filmed a movie in there with Long Wharf Theater. Shout out to Long Wharf Theater. It's been a great ride, and we want
Memories
it
are made
there.
at Jazzy's.
With that,
Memories are made at Jazzy's. Remember that?
that's a tagline she came up with.
So,
Yeah.
so is there anything that's too much then? Like,
Q Luther.
thinking about us, right?
part.
Spencer, financial advisor. He just started going back to
word.
school.
That's
Podcaster. You know what I mean? Plays flag football on a broken ankle. Does a million things. Myself, soccer coach, soccer business, podcast, behavior tech. You know what I mean? So, like you said earlier, it gets overwhelming. But where do you draw the line, or is there no line?
That's.
I love
She would
this
tell me
question.
there's no line. Like, honestly, you just. Sometimes my brain don't stop. I can't turn it off. If that makes sense. It's not that I don't want to. It's just sometimes, what was it the other night we're talking, and I was like, honey, we gotta write this down now. Like, I feel like Rain Man or something. It's just in there in my
gonna
head. I'm like, I
explode.
gotta get it out. Like, so sometimes it's just like you just gotta roll with it. You know, it's
Right.
not easy, and it's but if you're passionate about it, it's gonna come out one way or the other.
It has to.
Yeah.
I thought you was gonna say, because
What?
well, no, you was like, I love this question, and normally something follows it.
Yeah, it's so. How do you feel about burnout?
Been there.
Yeah, it's real. You know, burnout's real, and having Morgan helps me not get to that point.
Okay, balance.
So I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm a 2K head. I don't know anybody know about 2K. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
You saw the eyes like, why?
So I took a hiatus from it. We've been grinding, and I'm just like, Morgan's like, the new NBA 2K came out last Friday, and I said, I can't play it. I can't download it. I got too much stuff to do. This and that. Morgan's like, Jason, do what you got to do. Relax. Just so you got to have that yin and yang to kind of help you do that. If you don't have somebody like Morgan, then you just got to do it for yourself. Because if you're not good, whatever you're doing, the kids you're mentoring, this and that, they're gonna feel an effect.
Absolutely.
Off
Energy
of
don't
it.
lie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're gonna feel an effect on it, and it's not easy because, you know, and I guess I attribute that to my father. I saw him work 3 jobs, 3rd shift, raise 5 kids, scrap and hustle. So I don't know how to turn it off because that's what I saw as a man. I'm like,
Right.
okay,
That's
you just
great.
keep working. Like that's what you do. So it's a catch-22 because it's good and bad, but I don't know no other standard, you know. So because I didn't see him rest. I didn't see him go get a massage. I didn't see him chill out. If he wasn't working, he was working. Like, you know.
I like that.
That's why I asked it, because it's funny, the growth of this podcast. So I think a year or two ago, I used to welcome Burnout because I just wanted to see what I'm capable of. Like, all right, I could do more. Oh, I could do more. I could do more. Now, like you said, like, I have my practice. I'm in school full time. I have the podcast. We got speaking engagements. There's so much happening, and I'm still like managing it with my life. And I'm like, people like, whoa, like, when is it gonna slow down? Like, I was like, I don't know. This is kind of just what it is right now, but I'm enjoying the process.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, I guess I could sustain this for a while. Like, is there burnout at the end of this, or could I do more?
And there could be. You know, I think the pandemic was a wake-up call for me, because you figure, again, I work full-time. I've been in corporate America full-time. Like, all this stuff going on, like, I have a job, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, Morgan too.
Remote at that.
when pandemic happened, that was a good break. Good, like, okay, just sit down, Jason. Like,
right.
because I couldn't go out, couldn't do nothing. So that was a good break for me. So maybe I got another 20 years of hustling for that.
Apparently COVID's coming back too, so we might all have another break.
Yeah.
Is that what they saying?
Bro,
A lot of people had COVID.
Yeah, I know.
I talked to like 3 people this last weekend who have COVID.
Really?
It's the new flu. Like, I don't think it's going anywhere.
True.
Man, them dirty kids better not bring that in my school.
Listen,
y'all stay home.
Put your mask back on.
That's right.
Listen, and y'all dealt with the grunt of that.
We came in one day, our kitchen had COVID.
Yeah, the whole kitchen.
Yeah, we had to close. Yeah, we all got hit. It was December 2021? Remember that Christmas?
Yeah.
Christmas and New Year's, we got hit, hammered.
So sick.
Staff it ran through.
It was like one after another after another. Everybody had
Damn.
COVID. We caught it. It was bad.
I had COVID that same Christmas, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me tell y'all funny stories. So we recording the episode. He's like, yeah, I think I'm just getting sick.
I'm drinking Ray and
So
Neff.
he's went and picked up a personal array of Neff.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, yeah, this cures everything.
knock it out.
Yeah, that's what he said. It's gonna knock it out. I'll be all right. And mind you, we were in a different location. So we sitting, it was like 4 or 5 of us around the table, sitting with each other, chopping it up. 2 days later, y'all, I just tested positive.
No doubt.
Positive for what? What you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, I got COVID. Bro, we just recorded and you went to the movies the day after. Yeah, I'm in the house now.
Yeah.
That was him, bro.
Laid up for Christmas.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Everybody was sick that time.
Yeah. I thought I was COVID proof for the longest, because that was like the tail end of that variant. I was like, I'm going to the New Year great. Nah. It wasn't too bad for me though. Did y'all lose any taste or anything like that?
I didn't think, yeah.
It just felt like a cold.
It was just a bad cold. Yeah.
I was asymptomatic when I had it. I was chilling. I didn't even know I had it till one of my students tested positive. So then I had to go test, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. Went to work, and they was like, yeah, bro, you got it. I was like, oh,
Sit
2
down.
week paid vacation.
Sit down.
So restaurant industry is very, very interesting. It's fun. Best and worst customers. And I know you got to have some stories working behind the bar. And
She got a lot.
yeah,
She got lots.
best and worst. Best and what is the best customer and the worst customer?
So
You don't gotta use any name.
Yeah.
Take your time.
I was gonna
Take
use
your
a
time.
group of people. Let me
Take
just
your
back
time.
it up.
Take your time.
There was this one time.
TNB social.
If you had something here, she would be naming them. If we said,
Listen. Yeah, exactly.
we don't got no
Who got a
shame.
lemon drop?
We don't got no shame.
Listen, y'all can come back. We can do this again.
Yeah, right.
The best customers, honestly, are people who are just understanding. So I've had people at the bar. I come to them, I'm so sorry, we've sold out of this for the day. It's 9:30. The kitchen closes at 10. We're not gonna keep buying and making food. Can I get you something else? Oh, sure, no problem. I'll come back for that. The people who understand life,
human.
human beings. Those are the best customers.
Yeah.
Now,
Did you zoom in on that? Because that was great.
I hate to say this, but sometimes I'm gonna say it.
Go ahead.
Sometimes
Get 'em.
business owners can be the worst customers You like remember that one time someone had me literally me in tears because they were screaming at me about French fries. I'm a business owner. I would never.
Horny.
Like you're
Horny.
like
Over
you're a
French
business
fries?
owner. Like
Yeah.
So your business never struggled? Like,
and it's not. It was like it was waiting. It was like it was packed that night. It was so packed. That's the thing with Jazzy's. It went like this really quickly, and us not being of the industry, like we could COVID, we could barely staff properly. Like
there were times you talking about like we had to turn people away.
Correct.
Friday, Saturday night.
But that's a good
you have a
problem to
reservation?
have.
Absolutely,
You can't come in
absolutely.
because we're full. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So sometimes, there could be a wait in the kitchen, there could be whatever, and I'll just never forget it because I was literally just crying.
I was ready to like
because she just yelled at me. I had already had a hard day. And that's the thing that people will never understand. As a business owner, I done had a day at work. I came straight from work, put on my sneakers. Okay, I'm short-staffed today. Now I'm waiting tables. Oh, they ran out of pork. Let me go get that. Oh, they did this. Oh, we need change at the bar. I've done all of these things before I got to you, ma'am. And now here I am in front of you.
In
and you're
5 minutes at that.
Right. You're screaming at me about waiting on French fries. It was just...
Oh, how about the lady who... I don't got her name, but sitting in a two-top near the bar, and she swore our collard greens and our yams were out of the can. She swore it.
But again, that's
I'm a
she's
cook. I'm a
yeah,
this.
yeah.
I'm a.
So-
She swore. I said, "Do you want me to go get you the box that we
First of
is in a
all,
dumpster? Like you sound
Right.
crazy."
their collard greens slap. Like they greens is greens. Like some people's greens don't be hitting. They greens hit. Like that's. It's interesting too because I used to find myself like that. Like you being a business owner or being a professional in a certain industry, you typically are that industry's worst critic until
Absolutely.
you get some humility.
Correct.
And you're just like, oh, I remember. Like,
Correct.
Yeah.
like he's up at 5 a.m., I'm up at 4 a.m. Like we have long days until
Yeah.
we even get to this. Like we both need like a solid 10, 15 minutes to even transition to podcast.
Correct.
So like, yeah, it's just interesting that people like, yeah, we're human beings. Like I'm here to service you, but like, I'm sorry your fries are taking too long.
We have so much grace now. Like when we go out, like you'll see me anywhere I go. Take your time when you get a chance,
Right.
because I know how it can be. Like so, I never want to make anybody ever feel the way that person has made me feel. Never.
I appreciate that. Especially, quick question. If y'all, you gonna like this one. For big parties, right? If y'all are gonna charge gratuity,
Yeah.
right? Do y'all tell people, or is it on your menus and assume they read it, or do y'all tell them like, hey, for party 6 and over, or if the bill's over this amount, gratuity's already added? Well, how do y'all go about that?
The servers are supposed
The
to say
servers
it. But-
Yeah, they're supposed to
so-
disclose that.
They supposed okay.
Anything. So usually large parties make a reservation.
Right.
So when they make the reservation,
Says it in there.
it says it there, and they're required to put like their
Credit
credit
card.
card just to hold
Right.
the space, because a lot of times, unfortunately, people make a reservation for 25 people.
Come with 8 people.
Come with 8 people. Now we've turned off our reservations, expecting all these people, and it jams us up.
Right.
So
Are we over prepped? Then we throw
Correct.
away food.
correct.
Right.
So they usually know at some point. We call people, we call reservations ourselves. We have those conversations.
Y'all really
so.
coming?
Seriously, you have to.
There's
You
some
have
days
to.
where you're like, yeah, because it's like, okay, they canceled. Okay, I need y'all to come. You want a free cupcake too?
you need?
Like, what do you want?
I
Happy
feel
birthday.
you.
A free cornbread. Get this cornbread.
So we've done 3 live events, right? And the first one, I think we had like 36. The second one, we had like a solid 70. And the third one was
Like close to 100 more.
in that, right?
That's good.
So, but we tell people, yo, doors open at 5, show starting promptly at 6.
Yeah.
No matter how many times you tell people promptly at 6,
So we prep to even start at 7.
yeah,
Correct.
right?
Oh, no.
Correct.
And we sitting there, and we know we've sold 70 tickets.
You gotta wait for them to come.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, what if we flop and 70 people don't come? Or what if we flop and there's 5 people in here? So I feel you where it's like, granted, the show must go on.
Sure.
Right.
You know what I
And
mean?
they already bought their tickets. So
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
The money's the
Money in the bank.
exactly. So we've been talking 55 minutes. I don't know if y'all noticed. I got.
That's insane.
See?
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah.
Called it.
It's
Called it.
It's smooth. It's quick. It's a
Called it.
convo. 5 years down the road, individually, right? What do you guys want Jazzy's? Where do you want it to be, and what do you want it to be known for? And y'all, separately.
Sorry, I want to add on to that because he said 5 years, but you're a visionary. So 5, 10, 15 years out.
All right, you go first.
I'm gonna start at 5.
That's a lot.
I'm gonna hit you with 5. In 5 years, I'd like to see another location.
Oh yeah,
I would really
Hartford,
like that.
we need that.
That's what he
like
said. That.
Hartford.
Yeah, he likes Hartford, but I'd like to see a
she
Stanford.
lobbying for Stanford.
I would love it.
So
because
3.
There's just not a lot of places in Stanford that are for our people. So
Yeah.
I would love to see it. Plus, live music in Stanford. Like.
Live music in general, just
Correct.
not. If you're a musician, you're hard pressed to find a place. The reason Jazzy's is named Jazzy is because my daughter is named Jazzy. Jazzy's nickname is Jazzy because I love jazz music. I love music. So it's Jazzy. Jazzy's Cabaret is all about music and entertainment.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good vibes. So I'll let you finish.
That's it. I'd
Another
love to
location.
See, yeah.
too.
I'd love to
Listen,
see
if y'all ever want to host a podcast live event, I know 2 guys and a team of 4 that
I
will
was gonna wait till we
Listen.
stop
Well,
recording. but
listen.
If
No.
we don't talk about
Listen.
it.
I built the stage. I mean, we have the garden room,
Yeah.
which people love. You can have that. I built the stage for things like this because
Word.
people need to have access to y'all. Information is one of the most vital assets in the world. Not money, because guess what? Information can get you money.
Facts.
So information traveling at the speed of light is what UPN is about, making connections. And we're like a distribution network. If you have a product, we can help get eyes on your product. We have 15,000 people on our mailing list. So if y'all need help,
Present.
we have a camera. I don't know if you know this. We have a camera above our center of the stage.
Oh yeah.
We haven't figured out how to live stream yet, but that's what I put that there for. I put the camera there so that if y'all on the stage, you get your audience, but you also get my audience.
Right.
Then you get people in Georgia. Connecticut has so much potential, so many talented people like y'all, many.
Nobody's tapping into
Correct.
it. That's part of. I didn't mean to cut you
No, you
off,
good.
but that's part of why.
Correct.
Everything I want to do here because people look at. I could speak specifically to Hartford as a pit stop between Boston and New York.
Correct.
Right, but we could do the same thing that Boston and New York do.
There's no reason we can't be like DC, Atlanta.
Right.
Now, we're not going to never have the density because Connecticut's just not physically constructed that way.
Right.
But if people like you connect with 40 other people who I know are like you, the sky's the limit. You could do anything you want.
100%.
Anything. So.
Yeah.
So real quick, 5 years. Jazzy's just needs to be a staple in Connecticut.
It's on the way.
I was in New York. 2 weeks ago or actually New Jersey. I bumped into somebody I knew, and they told me, "Hey, I heard about Jazzy's. When people are going through Connecticut, they say they got to stop in the Jazzy's." So that made me feel good because I haven't seen them in a long time, and I don't know what New York is saying. I don't know what people out there are saying, but we get people from New York. We get people from Philly, Maryland. Somebody drove. Remember the people who used to drive? Remember that guy?
Yeah.
I think it was somebody from Hartford. Like, yo, we drive down to Jazzy's to get XYZ. He's done it multiple times. So I had a guy from Israel near Lebanon. He said, I found your place because I like live music. My daughter goes to Yale. Like, we get people from all over the country.
That's beautiful.
And it, we just need to be a household name for what we do. 10 years, another location, maybe out of state, maybe in state. 15 years, restaurant group, maybe.
I was going to say franchise?
Yeah.
Or you want to keep it close to home?
I don't know. Like, I would franchise it, but it's hard to get people to follow your
vision.
blueprint.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. So I don't know, just growth, just success. If me and Morgan were financially independent enough to just manage that 10, 15 years from now, I would consider that a success,
You actually brought one more question up how, because you just said it twice, how do y'all define success? What does success actually, because every definition going to be different.
I got it quick. if I control my time, that's success. Time is correlated. If I control my time, I'm good. It's time for me.
I like
because
Same,
life.
Morgan?
It is the same, and we talk about it all the time.
I like that.
We're simple. We don't need much, but to be able to I'm on vacation this week. We had a large event last weekend, so we took time off.
Shout out to Dene and Blanc.
Yes.
If y'all don't know what Dene and Blanc is, just Google it. Go on our Instagram.
Yes.
We don't got a lot of time left, but Hartford, Dene and Blanc is coming back 2024. It's the world's largest pop-up picnic, and we brought it to New Haven last Saturday.
Yeah.
It's a major success. So sorry, I had to put that in there.
Listen.
Yes.
Y'all will be there next year, all of y'all.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Just get your all-white outfit, and we'll get you the details.
I got some shoes I ain't never worn yet.
Oh, no. Next year.
It was a good time.
I've been hearing it. Like, it's been really trending. So
Yes. Yes.
Word. I love that. So basically how we like to end every episode, everybody gets their 15 seconds of fame. So like you said, which camera do I look at? That one, whichever camera y'all want to look at. Drop a quote, drop your tagline, whatever you could say, something that have nothing to do with anything that we just talked about. But we'll start here and then work our way around.
All right. This is like
the whole voice
hold up. This is like them shows on ESPN where the Around the Horn, where the guy who win, he get to say like, y'all watch Around the Horn?
Yep.
Okay, he get to say like 10, 15 seconds of anything that he like. Listen, I'm gonna end it like this. I told y'all a lot about myself tonight, but one thing y'all don't know is one of my favorite rappers is BG, Baby Gangsta from Cash Money. Shout out to BG. Just got out of jail last week. My favorite album, Chopper City in the Ghetto. Y'all rap heads, check out BG, Chopper City in the Ghetto. One of his mantras in one of his songs was struggle come in a process, but you gotta hustle. And I live by that. I stand on it. So shout out to BG. That's my 15 seconds.
Dope.
That's it.
That's a tough act to
Stop acting like that. She listened to Lil Uzi Vert. Like, come on. Like, what you talking about?
I was waiting for dialogue.
Talking about, man.
I'm just happy you didn't say Drake. I'm just happy you ain't say Drake.
No.
We good.
I don't even know. All right, so I'll use my 15 to just say I'm thankful. I'm thankful for my husband, for my family, for God. And just make sure y'all follow the UPN events, Jazzys Cabaret, her UPN. She is Morgan, Jason 3000 watts. We have so many fun and exciting things coming up.
Definitely. And yeah, keep us tapped in because we'll definitely shout them out for you.
Thank you.
Sure. And be there too.
Yeah.
And pull up.
I want to start by saying thank y'all for coming. This has been a dope conversation. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as we have. And to that point, so if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I've said it before. I'll always say collaboration is better than competition. And it's much better for us to work together than to compete with each other so we can go farther together.
Yes.
You practiced that, didn't you?
Nah, I was brainstorming it.
That was tight. That was no freestyle. I was tight.
Well, for me, thank you guys because this was dope. I'm glad reached out a little while back and you got we're gonna do it. So thank you guys for pulling up. This really was. I think we say this every time, but every time we have somebody, the episodes get better and better.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. Thank y'all three for being here. Oh, we forgot one thing. So we started this last episode.
Oh, yeah.
So we going to ask our guests to another creative, another entrepreneur, another person that y'all know that would like to be on the show.
Or you think would be beneficial
or
on the show.
Yeah. So anybody, and you guys got to connect us to somebody to be on the show. So.
I gotta do that right now.
No, you gotta do it right now. Yeah, I know where y'all work, so I will pull. Nah. But yeah, just think about it. Somebody. Yeah. So because we're big on community, like we talked about, and we want to keep building people up. You know what I mean? So any light we could help shine and our followers become your followers, so on and so forth. So that's something, and we'll get to that. But
I like that.
My 15 seconds of fame, I'm not like Spencer. I had to write it down. Acknowledge what you have going for you, no matter how small or how big, and appreciate every little bit of it. That's my 15 seconds. Thank y'all. That's a wrap on another episode of How'd I Get Here podcast, the best podcast in CT. We blowing to the moon. You heard?